Oh, okay. So, hello, YouTube. I'm testing out some features with you guys. I love um that I started doing my videos on YouTube because I feel more comfortable with you guys. And so I feel like I can test out some stuff with you guys and I can go live early to test out some things. So let's do that. This was some of the stuff I was working on last night. That also means you guys get a sneak peek of what's coming. Let's see. This one. I like how this one looks better than that one. This one too. It still looks good though. Today is brand boost. So let's get the brand boost. Oh, it doesn't have me. My camera's not on. I mean, the camera is on, but I didn't know that it wasn't. My face wasn't showing. I guess that's okay for now. That's okay for now. I'll fix it next time. But at least you can hear me. Let me just double check that you can hear me. And go from there. View channel. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. I would love for you guys to see me, but I'm glad that you could at least hear me, um, and that the logo is up there. And also that's better because I'm telling you guys, I don't have it set up the way I would love to yet, and so you guys were gonna be staring at the side of me. You were gonna be looking at my side, the side of my face, but it is Brand Boost Tuesday. And I'm gonna get started soon. I just wanted to come in here and have some time to set up and things like that. Budget. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready. I know it's weird because you can't see me, so you've just kind of been just chilling there. I'm gonna come up with some sort of graphic for when it's that. I have graphics for what's coming up. I'm gonna show you guys since you've been waiting so patiently. Um, so this is what it's gonna be. I'm excited. And then oh, did I set the intermission? Let's see. The intermission is my website, of course. But I am still figuring out, let me see, some things. So I don't know if I'll use intermission. I'll probably use just be right back. That's what it's gonna be. But right now, since we are not doing this yet, oops, this is not our branding yet. This was just a little sneaky peeky for you guys. This is what we're focused on, brand boost. Let me get my other camera set up and then we're going to move forward. Let me, oh, there was a box behind there. I was wondering why I couldn't move my tripod the way I wanted to. Okay, cool. All right, we are getting ready to go. I'm gonna start 5 minutes early because I can. Because I'm ready to get back working on my website. I've been so excited about my website. So I want to work on it because the quicker I get that done, the quicker I can connect with you guys. And I haven't been. Whew. All right. Hello, my loves. Hello, hello, hello. I am Deshae Carter. Of course, you know that. And this is Brand Boost Tuesday. Today, we are going to talk about goals. I'm hoping that my friend can hop on a little later on to help us on this topic. But until then, I want to share how I've been working on my website. So I've taken my goal and I've applied it into multiple steps to make it a reality. And so I want to share how I do that. And so you can apply that to how you work your business or you set your goals, even if it's not a physical product or a service. If if you have a talent or a skill, that's a service, but you can figure out how to work it in your business, in your lifestyle, right? So for me, I do commercial branding. I just recently decided to shift. Hey boo, how you doing? How's your Tuesday going? What are some goals you're working on for your business and for March? So I realize I've been doing a lot of reflection and I'm like, just because I can do something doesn't mean I need to, right? Just because I can create good graphics for your website, just because I can create you a nice ad doesn't mean I have to offer that service. It's really just a service that I love doing for me, and when I have to do it for someone else, it takes the fun out of it for me. Because now my creativity has to be structured. And when it's my stuff, it doesn't have to be structured. And so I decided to remove some services and focus on 4 services. And so that's what I did. And then I set goals around those services. And so the current goal right now is to work with 10 commercial branding businesses. I'm going to write that down, that note, that thought. So then I can read this comment real quick. She is excellent. She just did makeup and hair for SAC Fashion Week. Yes, girl. Yes. Got another opportunity this weekend. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. Yes. That is so awesome. And I hope that the models that you connected with and the designers that you connected with at SAC Fashion Week elevates you even that much more. I know last year at SAC Fashion Week, I met a lot of different makeup artists and models that I get to connect with now. So I'm hoping that elevation just continues and continues and continues. So my current goal right now is 10 commercial branding customers consistently. The goal is the max will be 20 to 25. The minimum I want to be 10. So commercial branding, what I do is I literally, I'm the creative director, and I am the concept developer, and I am the model. And I have people in my network that I trust to make sure that the images are quality. If I need to wear makeup, the makeup is quality, hair is quality, everything is quality, so you get quality images for your brand, right? So that's a service that I offer, but I also break those down, right? So maybe you don't want me to do the whole photo shoot. Maybe you just need you have your own photo shoot set up and ready to go. You just need a creative director. You just need to make sure that the creativity is there. There's not a hair out of place, whatever. I offer that service as well. The other thing is the concept development. Sometimes people struggle to create a concept, or they have a concept, but they don't know how to build on it. And that's where I come in. So those are the three. And then the fourth one would be event. So it would be specifically like launch party. So whether you're relaunching or you're launching a service or a product, or you're having an anniversary for your business, that kind of thing, that's where I come in. So let me see, Nikki, if you when you're ready, let me know. So that's where I come in. So basically, starting with the 10 customer goal, right? So I broke that down. ChatGPT has been my friend. That's been my own meeting. If you request join live, is it working? I don't know if it's working. I did ask. Yay! Let me see. Did it go? Now it's going. It should be going now. Sorry, we got a friend coming in. Did it go? I keep hitting accept and it's not accepting. Let me see if I can just add you like that, and then you can accept. So I took the goal. And I looked at my website to see what needed to happen next. So the product needed to be created. I already had a form, because this was a service that I have already been offering, but I added all those other services, so it clouded this service. So I stripped away what needed to be stripped away, and then I focused on what needed to be focused on. And so then I was able to, after that, I was able to, it says you're unable to join. What's going on, little shouty? It's weird because it won't let me accept you. Oh, there it goes. Yay! I'm like, I'm hitting accept. Hey, we're doing it.
I know. I don't want to interrupt you. I don't have my tripod or nothing. But go on.
Yes.
I mean, my lighting's not that good, but we'll get it.
Girl, I know mine's gonna be. Mine's is better when I'm when I'm on the wall where my camera is. Yes. But yeah. So I took the goal and I had to make it doable, because I had all these other services in there and it was scattering. It was kind of blocking people from even knowing this, you know. And so I broke it down. I got on my website and I put that on my website. I did some studying, because before I was using Google Forms, not knowing that my actual website offers forms. So I had to move that over, you know. And so I'm laying the groundwork, laying the foundation. And sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we're so excited, and we're excited, but we're also motivated to make that money, honey. And so we skip a lot of steps. And so I had to just walk it back and really focus on what the main goal was. And what the goal was for me, and what the goal was for the brands that I want to work for. What is the problem that I solve? And then I also realized in that process that I was speaking to the wrong audience. In my mind, my audience was small business. So I was speaking to all the small businesses, but you still have to narrow that down. And so I had to narrow that down to who is going to be able to afford the service that I offer, instead of me charging less, you know what I mean, and me not getting all of what I'm doing. I had to make sure that I rearranged my target audience, you know.
I had a similar experience, like when it came to pricing of my services and stuff. And one of the key things that I had to remind myself is like, my clients have money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was like such a huge mindset shift. And I was like, who am I actually targeting? And what does my messaging sound like? Like, am I targeting people who are struggling? You know what I mean? Like, am I targeting like clients who are struggling to put food on the table? Because that's not really ideal. Like, I want whoever I serve to be able to come in like, you know, either they have the money or they see the vision.
Yes.
So spending the money is not an issue because they see like the ROI and stuff. You know, it's just a different energy.
Exactly.
When you work with people who are like, this is worth the money, or I have the money to spend.
Yes. And that's what it was for me too, because I was definitely speaking to, I was thinking about when I first started it, the commercial branding, I was like, there are so many brands that need this service. And I was just thinking about myself and how, when I first started, before I was into modeling, and I was thinking about how my images looked and all of that. And so I think my mind was stuck there. And so I was trying to be that Deshay's customer, but the reality is that Deshay is not going to be able to afford this. That Deshay wasn't even thinking about marketing, wasn't even thinking about working with professional photographers, wasn't realizing how important it is. You know, I was thinking that marketing was a luxury, but it in reality, it's something that has to be done. You know what I mean? People are drawn to visuals, aesthetics. It needs to be aesthetically pleasing. Like, you know what I mean? But it's so true. It is captivating. Like, literally, I was scrolling on Facebook and I seen one of your videos, and you have like the wording on there, and it was like, it was colorful, it was captivating. I was like, okay, girl, you know? I was like, okay. So it's like, it really has to be all of those things for you to reach the people you want to reach, but also they'll see the value. They'll see the time you put in, the effort and all of that. And so then they're like, okay, she takes her business seriously. Maybe I should take her business seriously, you know?
Exactly. And even like from the brand perspective, like, you know, when you look into the psychology of marketing and sales, like people have to see something, you know, 7 to 12 times before they actually make a decision. And so when you think about it from a brand, like color scheme brand, you know, a brand perspective, like there is a certain type of vibe that you want to give, where when people see your video or see your post, they're like, oh, I know that's Deshay. Like, you know what I mean? Because for real. The image is repetitive.
Yes.
Right? Whether, even if it's not exactly the same, like there's just a certain aura that comes out. You got your brand colors and stuff like that. But then even deeper than the colors, like there's an energy behind the brand.
Yes.
And then with that, you see that energy like in the content and stuff like that. And it's like, people just know like, okay, that like, I'm going to stop and listen. Like, I know I want to hear what she has to say.
Yes.
And that's what you want. And like you and your modeling, and bringing that vision to like other businesses, it's the same thing. Like you absolutely, especially this day and age when like everybody's online, you absolutely have to find a way to stand out and let people who see it know like, oh, that's you. Like I recognize that gold, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I recognize, like that smile, whatever it is, like that makes you unique in business.
Yes. And I think that that's why, for me, that's why I love this service, because I don't get to just tell my story. I get to make other people's stories come true. But I also, because of the impact that I do have, it's kind of like influencing as well, because I'm definitely going to post the photos on my stuff too. You know what I mean? And people are going to get familiar with, like you said, my energy and my brand. And so then they're going to gravitate towards whoever's product that I'm presenting because of that. And that's what I wanted. And that's why I was targeting the lower, not the lower, but the brands that didn't have the money, because I'm like, I want to help, you know what I mean? Right. And I'm like, I can help other businesses and still, you know, do what I got to do, you know what I mean? Because I got to make my money too. I got my 2 little babies and I got things I got to do, got to pay for.
You want to help, but you have to be paid.
Yes. So that's been my current journey. And I've given myself the goal of having these things completed by April so that I can, you know, you posted it and it caught my attention. I actually did a whole audio journal on it. You posted something on your story and you were talking about how sometimes we're addicted to learning, but it's really procrastination. You know what I mean? You gotta, at some point you have to apply it and move on. You know what I mean? You can't just be sitting, I'm watching YouTube videos on how to get my business together. Okay, well, when are you gonna apply it, honey? Like,
no, exactly. You have to look at it. You have to look at it from the perspective of like, yes, you can learn and then you can turn around and teach and you can implement. But at some point, becoming addicted to learning without implementation, like, yeah, it's just that. It's procrastination. It's like, it's even, I mean, it goes as far as an ego trip. And I hate to say it in this way, but it even goes like, you have people who keep going to school and going to school and going to school, right? But then they have like all these degrees, but then they haven't done anything with the degree. And then, well, I'm going to go get this one, I'm going to go get that one. Like, there's a fear of implementation somewhere. You know what I mean? Somewhere. I used to do that all the time. Like, get into the perfectionism of it. Like, well, I need to learn this next thing, and I need to learn that next thing. And the best way to learn it is just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you just started doing it in your business, and all of a sudden, like, you'll learn so much more than you will from reading about it.
Yeah. And that's how it was for me. Like, a lot of people do come to me for consulting. And a lot of what I've learned is from just doing things. And that's honestly how I did my business. My website, people think that I paid someone to do that thing. No, honey, I just did it. I said, I need to figure this out. I can't afford to pay someone to make my website. And then when I got into modeling, the photos that are on there, they were never meant to be for my website. They just ended up being that way because my creativity and my experience was like, yeah, this is going to look good on this website. Right. So I ended up doing that. But it's like you said, you have to just do it. You have to just go out there and do it. And I think that sometimes it's, we can get caught up in other people's opinions, but we could also not sit and reflect on who we are. You know, I literally used to have to write. I literally have a note in my in my phone right now as we speak, and it says, remember who the fuck you are. And it has a list of the skills that I always forget or that I shrink, and it has a list of those. And then I also have an audio that I listen to before I go to a shoot or a show, and it says the same thing. It basically, you set the tone, you set the atmosphere, you know what I mean? You're in charge of your energy. So when you go on set, don't let anybody else overtake you. If someone's having sometimes people have a bad mood or whatever, and because you're putting yourself out there, you're vulnerable as a model or wherever you're doing, on whatever stage you're on, right? Because you're in a vulnerable state, sometimes you take that on as them having that energy towards you, but the reality is they might just be, they couldn't get the camera to work the way they wanted it to, or the lighting isn't doing, you know what I mean? But you're taking it personal. And so I had to set that. You set the tone, you set the atmosphere, you're in charge of your energy. You are, and I give myself my affirmations, you are the goddess of creation. You are the goddess of creativity, of problem solving, of loving. Thank you, love. And so we have to pour into ourselves, because it's easy to let that other stuff, you know, flood us, especially when we're unlearning so much. There's just so much to unlearn.
Yes, no, exactly. And this is why, like, I'm so big on, like, meditating when it comes to, like, business vision and stuff, because even aside from, like, the outside energies, like, you know, like you said, on set and stuff, there's also the outside energy of, like, listening to all of these strategies, right? And listening to all of these ways to build a business and to do, like, brand work. And you're like, well, hold on a second, like, which one is good for me? Like, which one is Nikki's vision? Which one is Nikki's strategy? I remember one time I was meditating, and this is what changed everything for me. And in the meditation, like, I could see my higher self and stuff. And I was in a period of time where I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what does this business look like? What am I supposed to do? You know, and it was going back to that perfectionism where I was kind of obsessed with learning, but not really implementing a whole lot. And, you know, the thing that came through for me was, you have to lead by doing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, like, that's the message, lead by doing. Yes. And so from then on, like, that's just been my mantra, like, going forward. Yes. Like, okay, everything that I do, like, I have to do it in order to lead, right? Like, you have to, and for you and, like, your business too, like, you're the pioneer, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one, like, paving the way for everything. And so you have to be, like, so secure in that power of, like, okay, I'm the leader here. I'm going to do it my way. CEOs don't second guess. You know what
I
mean? Yes. And once I heard that, like, everything just started shifting. And I was like, okay, like, I get it now. Like, I get it. Yeah, that was a big thing for me. But just like I said, bringing it back to like the core vision and the core centering of who we are as women, but then as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and you know what? I love the alignment so much, because that's literally been my latest realization. Because there have been people who have asked me to coach. There have been people who have asked me to teach. I got caught up into consulting, and then people were telling me that I should charge to consult. And I'm like, damn, I do need money. So maybe I can dip into this. I've created whole coaching programs, honey. My Patreon needs to be taken down because it was a whole coaching consulting page, and that's not something that I want to do. And during this time of foundation building and self-reflection, I realized I like to teach, but I like to, like you said, lead by example. I heal. I tell you how I heal. You do what you need to do with it, baby. You know what I mean? Exactly. I educate myself on small business and marketing and things of that nature, and you do what you need to do with it. And that's how I like to teach. I don't want to hold your hand. I'm going to give you some tips, baby. I'm going to give you some affirmations and all the things, but I don't want to have to. I used to like give them the idea, and then I used to try to carry it out with them. That's not my job. You know what I mean?
You try to hold their hand to make them execute, and you can't make nobody execute. Like,
that part.
You know what I mean? The same way nobody can make me execute.
Exactly.
At time. Like, once I figured out what I was supposed to do, then, like you said, I learned it, and then I teach it, and then I'm like, here's your tips. Like,
see one, teach one, do one.
Implement for yourself. Sit with yourself, figure out which, like, you might need my tips.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not Nikki at the end of the day.
Yes.
But I'm going to give you the tools that I had to move through it, and then you can take the tools that you need, and then also, like, in the process, create your own tools. You know what I mean? Like, this is like the passing along of like teaching to teaching, right? Because when you think about, as we learn, like, we've learned from the teachers before us, and we take what resonates with us, and then we kind of transform it, right? We transform it into our own journey, into our own experiences, and then we go and we teach the people behind us, right? So they can transform it and stuff.
Yes. And I think that's beautiful, because the reality is we're not taught to transform it or make it our own. We're always just taught this is this. You know what I mean? This is the way it goes. And so
it's not supposed to be.
Yeah. And so that's the hiccup. But that's one of the biggest things that I mention a lot on my podcast is, you know your history. The reality is, you know everything about you. I'm just coming in here and there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know where you've been through. I don't know what you pulled yourself out of. I don't know what lessons you learned. I don't know any of that. You do, though. So at the end of the day, no matter what advice you get, you do have to let it sit and see what's for you. Like you said, you meditated and that helped you. I do a lot of audio journaling because I had a lot of other people's voices. And when I speak out loud, but then also when I go back and listen to it, now I'm hearing my voice, and my voice is overpowering theirs. And I'm able to see what's for me and what's not, and what direction I want to go in, you know? And so it's very powerful. It's very powerful.
I love that. You must be like a soundboarding authority or something in human design. I am, because I have to talk. Like, that was the one thing I was told when I don't even know a whole bunch about it, but like, if you want to really hear like which voice is yours, like, you should be talking and speaking out, and you will hear the change in pitch. I bet you're like one of the. I bet you got that too.
I don't know. I have to go back and look at it, but I was the something around manifesting.
Yeah.
I was something around manifesting.
Generator?
Yep, that's what it was.
Yes. There's that, and then there's like the way you manifest. I'm a projector, so I'm like in invitation type. But then like to figure out what's good for me, they were like, you need to speak, like, just be speaking.
I do a lot of that, and it's been growing, and I'm so excited because first it started with like me just venting, then I would vent, and then I would find, like, I would connect it to my past, and then I would find my affirmations. So then I'm speaking affirmations. Now it's like a pep talk. It's like, girl, I know this happened, but we doing this and we doing this. And then I would talk to myself about what I see for me, and what I see what's going on. You know what I mean? Instead of it just being an affirmation, no, this is what we're walking in. We're walking in this. You know what I mean? And that's what made me more curious about manifesting and about connecting with your energy. And that's why I was like, oh, I gotta talk to Nikki. I'm like, she knows about this stuff. And I love too earlier that you were talking about releasing on your live earlier, because every year I do a release letter before I do my vision board. But sometimes if I'm grieving something heavy, I'll have to do it, throughout the year as well. And so I was like, yes, I need to talk to Nikki.
Yes, no, I'm always into releasing stuff. I actually just learned recently about having to release like the need, like where the procrastination stems from, about being like working under pressure, and that like go hard when there's pressure is like there's like a nervous system thing, right, where we feel like we can only bring in money when there's like a quick, like a strong desire to do it. And like I'm working through it right now, like releasing that to allow myself to have that strong desire every single day. And so writing is the biggest tool for me. And speaking, I mean, the way you do it, like speaking is an action. Writing is an action, right? Like pen to paper. So you're already like releasing that way. And then, like I said earlier, now you make room for the new beliefs to come in, because you don't have the same beliefs that you had when you were 20. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It has to go somewhere.
Exactly.
So that, like, the 30-year-old beliefs can come in.
Yeah.
And all of these new things.
Oh my God. I love that, because I do a lot of grieving. And releasing. But I never think about it as things, like thought processes. I always think of it as people and the things that were attached to those people. And so I've never thought about it in that instance, and I like that a lot. And honestly, girl, I used to write a lot too. I can write for hours, and that's a problem because I got 2 little ones. So plus I used to, sometimes I would go on a spiral. And so my therapist suggested that I try audio journaling and video, but video wasn't working for me, baby. That also was too much, because you got to sit down and do that. Like, it's too time consuming, but it's also hard to watch yourself cry and all the things, No, that's why she suggested it, but yeah.
And I'm like, I have 3 little ones, so I try to make it quick. I'm like, okay, let me get this 5-minute journaling out, like, you know what I mean? Just real quick, let it flow, and then I'll pick it apart. I actually did this on one of my lives where I picked it apart live to show, like, okay, from this journal, like, I can see that I need to release, like, the fear of rejection, and I need to, in my business, and I need to release, like, the fear of being misunderstood in business, right? And so, like, from there, now I can go and either, like, audio journal it or write out, like, how I release it and what I'm bringing in instead.
Yeah, see, that sounds a lot like what I do in my audio journals, because that's, in my audio journals, I'll be talking, and then it'll come to me. And then I'll be like, okay, so no, you got to let go of the fact that you think this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Right. And I'll be like, but I think I don't think about it as a thought process, because, I mean, it is a thought process, but I think it's because I connect it to my past, and that's why I'm always connecting it to a person. Because usually it's like it's related to some sort of trauma or some sort of situation, or a connection to a friend, or, a past friend or something like that. And I think that's why I didn't go down into it being like a thing, like a thought process or something like that. But I definitely do be releasing those for sure. For sure. Because it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot to unlearn, because there's a lot, one, that we learn from our parents, that we learn from life experience, that we learn from trauma, and then we repeat cycles. I just did a podcast about how I'm repeating cycles. We choose things that are comfortable, right? So if I'm used to being in unhealthy relationships, then I'm going to keep choosing unhealthy relationships, because that's what where I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? And so we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and we have to be comfortable with the friction. And I also used to hold my tongue a lot, because there's just all these things. One, when I did speak up as a child, it didn't serve me, right? And then 2, now, like, when women of color, when we speak up, or we're being sassy, or we're being aggressive, or you're angry. You know what I mean? There's always all these negative things attached to speaking up. And I can speak up very respectfully and it's still a problem. You know what I mean? And so there's like a lot of those beliefs that I've had to start letting go. And I do let them go in that I let them go in my verbal, you know, the way I speak to myself, and reminding myself that I'm not where I was, and I'm my safe space. So even if I do speak up and that person want to dip, they can dip.
Right, exactly. That's all. Like, and that comes back to just like reclaiming your whole power, and then like just the expansion, right? Expansion is uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know, and moving through these things can be uncomfortable. Because we're expanding into new territory.
Yes.
Like, we've never been this person before. Of course it's uncomfortable. But it's not more uncomfortable than staying stuck in a repetitive cycle that doesn't serve you at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I've said, you know, it takes the pain. The pain has to happen. Right. And I related it to childbirth, but I also related it to workout. We know what they say. No pain, no gain.
And I always love the childbirth comparison, because like, you know, the baby's coming.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, for me, it's like, okay, I can deal with a couple of hours of pain, because at the end of this, I'm going to have a baby. And this child is going to transform me, and I'm going to transform this child, and it's going to be so much growth and elevation. So yeah, I'm going to deal with this pain. I'm going to deal with it. I can do this, you know?
I agree. I have to get my daughter to sleep, but I would love to do this again.
Yes, sir.
And like when I have more time, because I could keep on yapping.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm so glad you were able to hop on. Kiss the little baby for me.
Thank you for having me. And I will see you on your next live.
Yes. Yes. Bye. All right, my loves. So we have been trying to get on a live together for some time now. I'm glad we were able to hop on. I am happy to let you guys know that I am going to be doing more of those. There are a lot of people that I know who have very good entrepreneurial mindsets, very good with goal setting and things of that nature. And it's just nice to have those conversations and to educate one another, and so that we can elevate. Because the reality is, my shine doesn't take away from yours, and yours doesn't take away from mine. And so I am happy about that. I'm happy that we got to do that. I want you to set some goals for yourself. Set the goal, then put it into phases, and then take it into some bite-sized pieces. Do what you need to do. But let it be your mindset. Let it be you guiding you. There's so much knowledge out there, even after whatever you heard today. It's all knowledge, and you have to figure out where it fits in your journey, if it fits in your journey, right? It may not fit in your journey. Maybe you heard it so you can share it to someone else, right? So we're going to close out. I love that I got to have that conversation, and I love that you guys got to witness it and be here. I can't wait to hear your feedback. I'm going to do my little thing really quickly. I like to talk to you guys later on here, and so I'm gonna do my little screenshot so I know who watched, and I can connect with you guys later on and see what's going on with you guys. But yeah, I'm so glad that you were able to watch. And if you are watching the replay, please comment any questions you have, or any topics you want us to talk about. If you're someone who has information on brand boosting, we can talk on here about that as well. Maybe you can join the live next time and speak with me, and we can have a conversation. So anyways, thank you so much for all the love. Remember that you are worthy always. You are worthy of being committed to yourself. You're worthy of commitment. You are worthy of effective goal planning, effective studying and research, because like we said earlier, sometimes we just be researching for the sake of research, and we need to apply that. You are worthy of application. Yes, you're worthy. You are worthy of success. I'm going to tell y'all that every time, because honey, you are. Society will tell you that you're not. It doesn't matter. You might have this really weird, different idea for your business. That's cool. Run with it. You are worthy of your creative process. You are. You're worthy of your creativity. Your creativity is there for a reason. It sets you apart. You are worthy, 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 worthy. You are so worthy. Thank you, my love. Thank you. And I cannot wait to see you guys on the next live. I will be doing a live on Friday. The Glow Live is usually about my skincare collection, hair and skincare collection. But we always dip into something deeper than that. So I will catch you on that live. That is going to be Friday at 7 p.m. And I will see you next time. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye. Let me get this last little boop. All right, my loves. It's hard to remember to turn this one off because the camera wasn't on. But I really appreciate you guys for rocking with me. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to elevating with you guys and watching your brands boost as my brand boosts. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys.